This is Keiko from Brooklyn Shoe Space. For today's Shoe Talks, we're inviting Thomas Rowe from Parachute Collective, co-working space, shoemaking studio, classroom space in London. Let's see, Thomas is here, so I'm going to... Hello.
Hi, Kiko.
Hi,
Right.
how are you?
Good. I'm just trying one earbud in to see if
Oh,
that.
I
Can you
forgot.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you okay, but I think
Okay.
that's what I'm gonna do too. I forgot about that. Hold on a second.
Yeah, the two earbud thing kind of messed me up. I couldn't hear anything else.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
how's it going?
So good. How are you? What's going on with you? I've heard about you, years through Amanda and Elizabeth, but I just wanted
Yeah.
to, reach out.
Yeah.
How has COVID been for you? Like
Uh,
London's also been
yeah.
locking down.
Yeah. I mean, it's weirdly actually been the busiest I've probably been in my whole shoemaking time. Mainly because I
Wow.
started up another business with Jace. We started London Sneaker School during the
Uh-huh.
lockdown, so we were setting up for that, ordering stuff, getting all the patents done, and for the first Air Max 1 course. So doing that, and also I had an order from Kinky Boots for the musical. So I had
Yeah, we saw
an
that.
order that was
Yeah.
still going, that was 20 pairs. So I was really busy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I have full access to my studio. No one was really here. All the other members who rent spaces, it kind of everyone was kind of staying home, but I was coming here by myself and just continuing making and
Yeah.
stuff. So,
Yeah.
but
You
it was pretty weird, definitely.
Yeah. Did you whip out those 20 pairs yourself? Did you have any help?
No help. But I mean,
Wow.
I haven't finished them. I'm doing them in stages. So I do one full design, which you posted, the
Yeah.
Union Jack boots, and then I've
Yeah.
finished a snakeskin one. Now I'm on to two other designs, which is
Wow.
the Beefeater one and the all gold one. So I'm
Wow.
doing those right
Wow.
now.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, tell us what do you do? I think you do so much more than
Yeah,
we think we know,
I, yeah, I
And
sort of started
how
doing,
did you start? Yeah.
I've always been into doing the bespoke stuff, like making everything from the start to finish. But I guess I don't know, I guess being in London, which is really expensive, so I've when I initially started my business about 7 or 8 years ago, when I was setting up and got a shop and stuff, and I wanted a shop front and or whatever, like a place, because I was making at home and having my machines at home, which wasn't very cool with my roommates and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I was looking for properties to rent, everything was just so expensive. Like to get something on my own was over £1,000.
Yeah.
So, and I knew that I wasn't, you know what I mean? When you're starting off, you don't know if you're going to get any orders or anything. So I kind of rented a larger space and I don't know, I came up with an idea because there's nowhere in the UK that has a space for shoemakers, which
Mm-hmm.
when I was learning, I found that was kind of once you finished a course, what do? You don't have a
Mm-hmm.
space, so do you buy all the
Right.
machines or where can you go anywhere? There's nowhere to go. So I wanted to create a shoemaking hub where people can rent spaces,
Mm-hmm.
which will have access to the machines. Uh,
Yeah.
and it helps sort of soften the cost of you know what I mean, getting a space, because you do need a lot of space for all these machines and stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So where are you located and when did you start? Where did you start? Who are your mentors? Can you go back in time a little bit?
Yeah, I started about 9 years ago, or maybe 10 now. I'm not too sure. But I learned in London. I did some stuff with this guy, Paul Thomas, who's a Welsh shoemaker. He doesn't live in London anymore, but he used to teach at Cordwainers when it was still Cordwainers.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so from there I did a 6 month long course, and then
Mm-hmm.
started doing internships at T&F Slack Shoemakers,
Mm-hmm.
which is when I met Felix, and I met a lot of shoemakers in London through through that, which was a really, I mean, that was the best part about doing, like, working there.
We,
as far
we
as
lost
like,
you for a second. Sorry.
oh,
Yeah.
is it okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so working at TNF Slack for a year or so was
Mm-hmm.
good fun because I met lots of shoemakers and
Mm-hmm.
just, you know, working in a factory, just doing clicking all day or whatever, which was pretty fun, but it wasn't totally my thing. And in a way, it sort of, I mean, it helped me sort of be like, okay, this is cool, but I really want to just do this, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
every shoe being different and it's a bit more exciting and more challenging.
Yeah.
And as far as mentors go, I mean, I don't know, like some of my friends like Felix, Sebastian, James Kieran's, I really love Paul Harndon's shoes. He's a Canadian guy who lives in he lives in Brighton, I think. I've never met him or anything. He's pretty mysterious. But I think his shoes are great. They're really like proper, like distressed looking and quite old looking and, you know, sort of charming.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very cool. So so I know that you have a space, you run your space and you do classes and you also do the theater shoes. How do you get your name out? Like, yeah. When did you start the parachute collector? There's so many things I want to ask. Yeah, let's go back to.
I mean,
Yeah.
I started the parachute about 8 years ago, I think, roughly. And from then, I was kind of just sort of looking for I mean, obviously I tried to do my own brand for a little bit, but that was very difficult and cost a lot of money, as you know, like just the setup costs for something like that. And in the time in between, I was just doing bespoke work and trying to get little jobs here and there. I think my first commission ever was for a pair of clown boots that were like this long with a wooden thing. It was like, but I was just kind of
do that? Yeah.
I had a carpenter make the sole because it
wow.
had to. It was a reproduction of a clown boot worn by this English guy called Little Big Boots, I think, and it was from the 1800s. So you can find footage of him, and he's like walks around on his boots like this, like do do do. So the boot itself had to have a wooden sole, like a really thick wooden sole, so you can actually sort of like a stilt almost.
Yeah.
So I did that for this clown called Dot Cotton. I think the production was called Boom and Bang, which is like a circus thing in London. So that was my first ever commission when I was like only making shoes for like just over a year or a bit. And so I was like, yeah, I think this, like, I've always just kind of been like, yeah, cool, I'll give it a go. Like, let's just try it. Yeah. And that was a really good way to learn, like, kind of just to push myself to try loads of different designs. I was making my shoes shoes maybe 2 pairs a month or 3 pairs a month at home, just trying different styles and constructions and and then I guess after that, like I kept the teaching thing was like, I guess a lot of people, I mean, I set it up so I was teaching and a lot of people wanted to learn, and I guess the courses I was offering were like different enough from what Amanda was doing and what LCF was doing, so it's sort of like somewhere in between. It was a little bit more traditional, a little bit more like the hand welting and you know, fully bespoke. So there's and
very cool.
So
very, very cool. I see that you're in your workshop. So this is where you do your classes and this
is the section where I do the bespoke classes and where like it's sort of my section. There's another section which is the LSS, London Sneaker School, which we just kind of started during lockdown. Yeah.
Very cool. Do you think you can show us? I heard you had a class. You had a class today. It's a long day for you. Thank you for
I had
longer.
two people in. Okay, I'll kind of cruise around here a bit.
Yeah. Wow, so big.
It's a wall of tools. There's some elast there. A bunch of tools. But these are the shoes I'm making right now.
Oh wow.
The ones that are finished.
Yeah. Did you do all the patterns as well?
Yeah. This is some stuff being made right now for the next
Mm-hmm.
batch of
Mm-hmm.
kinky boots.
Wow.
Um,
Fun. Uh-huh.
yeah.
Do you have to also get all the components as well, like heels, or do they come with heels?
No, I make everything
You
from
make
scratch.
everything? Wow,
Um,
that's great. Do you
so
measure the actors or like the
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Like doing all the
Cool.
fittings and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very cool. Very cool.
it's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I
And
mean, it's been okay. I mean, because like with lockdown, everything's been pushed back a bit, which is
yeah.
I had time obviously to do other stuff with the LSS to set that up because of the delays with all the production.
Right.
Um, and I'm doing some stuff for Disney right now, which I can't really show you
Yeah, no, it's
because of,
okay.
but yeah,
Yeah. Very cool. Very
you know how
cool.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so you showed us a little bit around what's the tool what's your favorite tool that you can't live
I
without?
think this one here, I mean, this is a great tool. There's a load of tools. This is a hand, like I had this made for me
Oh,
by this guy in London. I think he's outside Northampton.
uh-huh.
It's my welting awl.
Yeah.
But
Curved
yeah,
all.
the handle is really nice. It's kind of like having my own wand or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, the awl itself is beautiful. It's a vintage
Yeah.
1950s one,
Uh-huh.
so it's good.
Yeah.
I think also, hold on a sec. These lasting pliers
Yeah.
are made by a German company called Minky,
Yeah.
and they're they're the best lasting pliers I've ever used in my life. The weight
Yeah.
is really nice.
Uh-huh.
I heard, I'm not entirely sure, but I think they used to make dentistry tools.
Ah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
they're,
that makes sense.
yeah, very
Yeah.
have a good weight, really nice to use.
Yeah.
Quite
Yeah.
expensive though, but
Yeah. You
yeah.
have a pointier one and the flat nose as well? Both of them?
Yeah, I
And
think
then,
this one's about 5 mil or 6 mil, and this one's about
yeah,
10.
a little wider. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Do the
yeah,
students use the same ones or do the students have different
yeah,
ones?
yeah, yeah. I got like 5 pairs of them or 6 pairs around here. So
Mm, really cool.
yeah, yeah,
And machine-wise, you use hand tools for your classes, but do you use also heavier machinery for your
yeah.
classes?
Oh yeah, I'll take you over. This thing is probably my favorite right now. It's
Yeah. What is
a
this one?
standard outsole stitch machine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is it a curved needle?
Yes,
Straight needle. Yeah, curved needle.
yeah. It's got a curved needle.
Uh-huh.
It's got this
It's
beautiful
really
wooden
pretty.
handle.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
really
amazing. I
beautiful.
think it's probably from the 30s or 40s.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I just got on eBay. It was very difficult to get into the shop and
Yeah.
to set it up because it weighs like as much as a car or something.
Oh my God. How did you
Uh,
do it? I mean, which floor are you on?
I'm in a basement,
Oh, okay.
so lower ground floor. So it's really hard. I mean, all my machines, I had to get like, well, not all of them, but the finishing machines, I had to get lowered down with a crane
Oh, wow.
into the studio. So it was a bit
Well,
of a nightmare. I kind
you're
of like
never,
hope I never have to leave this place
yeah,
ever.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think you
So
will. You just
just
have
bury
to.
me down here. But this machine actually, like, I got him to take it apart because there's no way, even
Yeah.
with like 4 people, couldn't lift it. 5 people, it
No,
was just too
no.
heavy.
Yeah, yeah.
So they took everything apart, and yeah, getting it
Rebuild
back
it.
together was pretty interesting as well because I've never put one of these together, so it took a bit of time to figure out
Mm-hmm.
all the
Mm-hmm.
where everything went. Yeah.
But now that you did once, now you don't you feel like you can like fix it and everything?
Yeah,
You
I
know it
mean,
well?
I know it fairly well now. I've had some, I mean, I had some issues with like just the tension and threading it because it's like got a whole crazy system. I've had to rig up some like, you know, long pieces of metal so I can feed the thread through, and because it
Right.
goes through all these different weird little, it has a waxing thing at the back,
Like a
which
tub.
a
Yeah.
tub, yeah. So but I don't use that anymore. I mean, I've never used it. It's like a something I used to use, and probably like, you know, during that time where they have hot wax melting, I just use a wax thread now.
Yeah,
keep the
I
same
see.
tension. But yeah, it still needs to run through it because it creates the tension that you
Yeah,
need,
yeah,
right? So, and I
right.
think with a lot of these machines, if they've been run the same way for a really long time, you can't really mess with, changing where the direction of the thread goes unless you have
Mm-hmm.
different tension sort of things put on it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm. Mad
yeah.
Taylor Leather says it's probably like 800 pounds. Yeah,
Yeah, that
that's
sounds about right.
yeah, that's really fairly heavy.
Mm.
Yeah. So so bespoke students
What
don't use that
sorry, you
machinery.
sort of froze there.
Oh, so your bespoke students don't use that machine.
With
And mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a little risky with the final pair because obviously you don't have much time to. But with the hand welting, because we're doing all the hold fast and all the welting by hand, so I mean, yeah, with that bit, it takes time to get used to, like, because it
Yeah,
goes really fast and you could just like destroy the whole welt
yeah,
in a
yeah,
second. So
yeah,
yeah, I'll get them to do all the channeling and everything, and then I'll do it for them usually.
yeah, yeah.
So
And
yeah.
then for the cemented construction, they don't use any of the heavy machines, or do you have a finisher?
Yeah, I got two finishing machines in
Mhm.
this little dungeon back here. Actually, I have three finishing machines. I have a little smaller one in LSS section, and we have a sole press, nice new sole press we just got. So they use those ones and some of the sewing machines and stuff like that as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Really cool, really cool. I saw you're looking for like makers who need a bench space. Do you wanna do you wanna show us? Are you still
hmm
looking, or is it because Corona, like it's kind of not
Uh,
easy to find
well, no,
somebody?
actually, I've I've had a load of people interested in it.
Uh-huh.
I think I may have found someone, but I
Uh-huh.
mean, I'll show you just anyways, because
Yeah, we'd love to see.
I'll take you around on the tour of the workshop.
Yeah, it's
Um,
huge. It's really big.
yeah.
Wow. How
So
many
I've
square feet do
got
you
these
think?
built.
Uh-huh.
It's 2,600 square feet.
Wow. That's
So
huge.
this guy's leaving, and so this bench space will be open.
Uh-huh.
So it's good, like L-shaped bench space, and
Yeah.
then you can bring all your machines here if you have some, or you can use ours. Then I
Uh-huh.
have private rooms built
Wow.
down here. There's some guys doing, it's all different sort of stuff, not just footwear. Just
Mm.
creative people in general,
Yeah.
sculpting. There's
Uh-huh.
Harriet, who has her own brand, who does some pretty crazy costumey stuff in here.
Ooh, very cool.
So there's
Uh-huh.
that. Yeah, and then some armor here that Damon's doing.
Wow. With
Um,
leather?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Very cool.
yeah. He does some pretty crazy stuff.
Wow. Yeah, yeah.
And then this is the LSS section here, which we've just set up over lockdown.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I saw that. That's very cool. Do you feel
Yeah.
like you're getting a lot more inquiries on sneakers?
I'm sort of not dealing with inquiries really. Jace is sort of taking care of that
Uh-huh.
side of the business.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we sold out the first one for
Yeah.
was it July? No, June course was sold out, which we weren't really expecting because of obviously the whole lockdown and
Yeah.
everything, and people. But we had this. We basically for the course we made sure everyone had their own tools, their own thing, like to try to keep it as distance as possible, masks and gloves for everyone, if you know,
Yeah.
like everything ready.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like yeah, we sold out, and then August one is sold out now, and
Mm-hmm.
then we have one in October, and we still have some spaces left on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think we're doing the Air Jordan
Mm-hmm.
highs
Mm-hmm.
in, I don't know, I think at the end of the year or the beginning of next year sort of
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then doing a bespoke sneaker thing and
Uh-huh.
just trying to build off of that.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
just kind of keeping the courses separate, right? Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
hear you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's hard to teach when it's like some people want to make sneakers and some people want to make heels and yeah. Do you also make heels
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
classes? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I do pretty much everything.
Yeah.
With like, yeah, I've been doing a lot more actual heel stuff just for my own work with, I do quite a lot of work with Madame Two Swords. So I did
Ah,
all like Beyonce's boots
oh,
recently,
fun.
which were pretty crazy. But yeah, so doing a lot of like crazy heel 8-inch, 9-inch
Yeah.
heels and stuff like that.
Wow. Wow. That
So
must have been amazing experience. Yeah. So do you work on anything for yourself? Do you
pretty
wear your
difficult.
own
I mean,
shoes?
sorry.
Sorry. There's a lag. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
do you
yeah, yeah.
do you work on your own shoes too?
Try to. I mean, I haven't. I used to, like I said, I used to make myself like 3 pairs a month, but that was a long time ago, and now I don't really have that much time. I'm planning on making myself a new pair soon because I just bought a motorcycle, so I wanted a
Ooh.
nice new pair of sort of motorcycle boots. Um, yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
wearing
gotta
a pair
see.
right now, which are just, they're like a welted pair of kind of like, sort of like a 70s style
Uh-huh.
wallaby. So
Yeah.
it's sort of, it's a hole cut piece here that
Yeah.
goes all the way
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Um, it's all horse leather,
Uh-huh.
which is my favorite material to use.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this is
Horween. Yeah.
Horween's horse.
Yeah.
But I'm going to Italy next week to
Oh,
go
nice.
to
Mm-hmm.
a leather place called Mariam, which is in Tuscany,
Mm-hmm.
which is one of the, yeah, there's a few tanneries around there that I've been wanting to go to for a long
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm. And
So they do all the like really nice Italian horse stuff. So
they opened up.
yeah, they've been open for I guess like a few weeks now or a month.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
there was one tannery I wanted to go to called Guidi, which is
Mm-hmm.
one of the oldest tanneries, but they've closed down for summer holidays. So everywhere, Italy closes
Yeah.
around August 1st,
August. Yeah.
which I thought they would have still been open because they've been closed down already for like a few months because of
Yeah.
COVID. But
Yeah.
I guess they're sticking to the Italian summer holiday. But yeah, I'm
For
gonna go
them.
check them out.
Yeah. Nice. 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 Do you have a design already for your boots, riding boots?
No, not yet. I was actually just like I posted something recently just saying if anyone has any suggestions, just for fun, just to, get people. Uh, but I kind of want to do sort of like a red wingy kind of like I think like a mud guard sort of stitch around the toe box area. Just because I have really wide feet, so I feel like having some sort of design feature on the toe
Mm-hmm.
helps take away, it
Mm-hmm.
sort of distracts the fact that I have like a size FF foot or whatever, like the girth of my joint is like really wide. So, uh, yeah, I think that
Very,
sort of design would be nice.
very, very cool. Mad
Yeah,
Taylor Leather says, need a jacket? He makes
actually,
amazing leather jackets.
really, I mean,
Yeah.
I actually just ordered two. There's a bespoke leather jacket maker in London. Go to. I just got two jackets being made right now. A white and blue one, which I'll post something about it. But yeah, I would love
Yeah.
to check out some other stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
um,
please.
do like a matching boot and jacket sort of thing.
Wow, wow. That'll be cool.
You know,
Do
yeah.
you do also like leather goods for your motorcycle too? Like your seats or covers or
No,
no?
no. I
Bags?
mean, yeah, I've done like wallets and belts in the past before, but I don't know. There's too much to learn and too much to do in just shoes that I'm just sort of like, all right, whatever, just leave that to someone else who wants to. Unless it's for
Perfect it.
myself, if I want to make myself a belt or something, I'll just
Mm-hmm.
make it.
Do
But
it.
not to like sell or to teach anyone how to do that
Right,
stuff, you know.
right.
But
So then where do you get your inspiration from? So you're so busy working with like, projects. Like do you
well,
mm-hmm.
I guess like I mean, because I'm making stuff for other people,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I mean, other than like I don't really have too much creative control in if someone, other than being suggestive in saying
Yeah.
like, oh, this would probably work well, like this leather's better for this, and like more just suggesting in for the
Yeah.
reasons of quality. If someone's,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They're like, oh, I
Yeah.
want to make this. Here, I brought this material, and I'll say, I mean, I'm going to make this for like, you know, it's going to cost this much money and it's going to take me this amount of time. Why not try to use something that's a bit, you know, just don't cut corners with materials.
Right.
So try this leather because it will last
Yeah.
a lot longer, or, you know, that sort of thing. But as far as like my own designs, I mean, I did some design course, like teaching at London College of Fashion last year. And I was, because in my own spare time, I do a lot of collage art, like different collage stuff. And I incorporated that into my course to get, I think the whole idea for me, well, even with shoemaking and art, and like I make music and writing and stuff, is kind of
Yeah.
to utilize what's around you, utilize your surroundings, and limiting yourself to, you know, what materials you have. If I mean, when I design something, I'll like see what leathers I have and say, oh, I like that, I like these colors. So like kind of a backwards planning, really. So I'll start with the materials and look at them and be like, cool, that would look, you know, like looking at
Yeah.
what works together, and then, you know, I mean, watching movies helps a lot, I guess, like seeing like other, like the vibe of a, you know, like a film or like a song or whatever. I kind of take from that, so, you know.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
What's your favorite shoe that you've worked on, even as a client or even students?
I'd say, I mean, right now, the one I just did for Disney was probably, like, the way it looks is so different than anything I've made. So that was probably my favorite one so far, which I can't actually show you until later
Okay. It's
in the
okay.
year
Well,
when I'm allowed to.
when it comes
But
out.
I really
Yeah.
I did this thing for a Netflix film last year, which was for like a bunch of chorus girls. It's sort of an elf sort of Christmas film. And that was really fun, just using crazy colors and doing like, I don't know, sort of Victorian shoes. I love it, like antique shoes and the way that they're
Vintage.
like constructed, and yeah. And
Very
just,
cool.
yeah,
Very
like I did a pair of hand welted heels, which was very challenging to do a welt in like a
all the
pitch.
way.
It was really
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, and for the leather sole to come around the heel.
Oh,
But yeah,
like a
and it looked,
breasted sole.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to like really sand the sole down so it's thin enough so you could actually bend it into the inside of the heel, and mold, like wet mold it and
Yeah.
put it in and stuff. So, I mean, but the finished product, it is like, to me, I was like, oh, this looks so authentic. Like it looks like a witch boot from like the 1600s or something. I was like, this looks so good.
Yeah.
So
That's
little
cool.
things like that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you, yeah, I guess you love the process, but what part of the process of shoemaking do you like the best?
I mean, all of it really. That's like kind of why I like it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I love stitching a lot. Stitching's really relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Welting's really fun because it's quite challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love reshaping lasts as well, like sanding the last down and reshaping the toes and building up on the toes. Because, I mean, the whole process is like, so, you know, each step
Is so different.
doing
Yeah.
different things, and it uses different like techniques and sort of skill sets and stuff. So it's good to go through the whole thing from start to finish, and you understand a lot about why the shoe fits a certain way, or things you
Yeah.
can do to improve, you know, the fits, or how
Yeah.
something feels, and, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great. Um, do you have like a signature? I guess I asked this to some cowboy boot makers, but do you have like a signature stitch or like a design that you would say like you can tell that it's you, or do you have like a logo that you put on your shoes?
I got a logo. I used to hide poems inside my shoes,
Oh, really?
like in
Where?
the
Like
in
in
the
the
insole, like in the midsole, sort of like between, which I sort of stopped doing because I'm don't have enough time to do it anymore. But I did that for the first few years of making.
Oh,
I
that's great.
might try to start doing that again, just like, but I was doing like little cutouts of everything, so each, which takes a long time, but
Yeah.
I had a lot of time back then.
Uh-huh.
So, but yeah, I have a logo that I emboss on, but no signature stitch or anything. I'm
Mhm.
sure, I don't know, like it's difficult to say whether, I'm sure my shoes look like my shoes to a degree
Yeah.
compared to some other people. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't be the one able to notice that. I don't
Right.
know.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. And
yeah.
then how many pairs do you work at a time? So you have like, if you have orders that are bigger, you work, obviously right now you have like a bunch of boots lined up.
Yeah, I've got right now, I think I have, well, I'm waiting for confirmation on the next 10 pairs of this Disney thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have another, I think 15 or maybe another 10 pairs of the kinky boots.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a pair of sandals I'm working on for a client.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember what else. I got two students on, and then we're starting. Yeah, so I mean, right now, I'm kind of at a point where I probably help in and helping me
Ah, yeah.
complete these orders.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think because of
Yeah.
lockdown, I'm kind of like, well, I'll just wait until, because everything's kind of pushed back a little bit. But I've been reaching out
It's
during lockdown to different production houses and stuff like that as
mm-hmm.
well. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, fingers crossed, in the near future, I'll have some more work with more film stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were saying you might take on interns or
Yeah.
apprentice, do you think, or do you
Yeah.
need somebody
I
who's more skilled so that
I would
you
rather,
can
I
jump
mean,
in?
it's a tricky one, yeah. I mean, in a way, obviously, if I would like to train someone up, I think,
Yeah.
and do like an internship, but like a paid internship, because I don't really believe in the
Free.
whatever the free stuff, which I had to do, but I was like always
Yeah.
pissed off about that.
Oh.
So I mean I've some students of mine who've come through
Uh-huh.
recently are really
Uh-huh.
really good, and
Uh-huh.
I'm right now I'm just allowing them to come down to use the studio,
Nice.
um, just to use it for free and make and whatever and have them around a bit more. So
Mm-hmm.
um, hopefully in the near future when things starts picking up again, I can get them on like I don't know clicking or stitching or little odd jobs or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to But yeah, I mean, the whole idea of this place is to create like an open, in a sense, an open community of
Mm-hmm.
shoemakers.
Yeah.
I think the industry of secrecy is always like a bit of bit of a buzzkill in this.
Yeah. No,
Do you know what I
totally.
mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think I don't know if it's generational or when we learned or something, but yeah, I totally
I think
agree
because
with you
yeah,
on
probably
that.
almost dead. The industry was so, like I don't know. Yeah, no one is really buying handmade shoes or wanting. Probably from whatever the 70s till early or maybe late 90s or something. I don't know, whenever it came sort of back again.
Mm, mm,
But
mm.
the secrecy of, I mean, I taught this once, and he said his his teacher, or sorry, there's one shoemaker in his hometown in Italy, and he went to go
Mm-hmm.
see him to like, you know, learn how to make shoes off him. He's like the one old guy that's still
Yeah,
going, and the
yeah.
guy was just like, no, like, and just basically wanted it to die with him. And there was no
Oh,
shoemaker anymore in their hometown.
that's
So it
too
was a bit like,
bad.
oh, what? Like, yeah.
Yeah, there's no point in hiding it, really, I think.
Yeah, I
You
think
know,
nowadays because of obviously like the internet and YouTube, people are just like sharing loads of
trying it
stuff
out. Yeah,
anyways. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
do
yeah.
think like I mean the same with me. I mean I remember when I first learned, I went on YouTube and I felt like at that time it was just like really sketchy videos of someone like holding a dodgy camera in like a factory in somewhere and like you know what I mean like sort
Yeah.
of spy cam sort of um, and uh and that was it like and then I was like okay I probably need someone to actually teach me this because the pattern making is really can be quite
Yeah,
complex and
yeah, yeah.
a lot of things that even reading through books and stuff you're kind of like what like if you don't know like have someone to explain every step and what all the pieces are called and why you do springing and, you know, all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Can be
It could be
little
challenging, right?
complicated.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. There's actually, speaking of books, scan.red asks, is there any book you guys recommend for beginners on how to make shoes/heels?
There was I mean, the only book I've ever owned was that pattern book. It was like a red book.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're worth a lot of money. I don't know. I found it on somewhere. This book I got, hold on. This book I found online.
Yeah.
I know
Is
you've
it
probably seen
Fashionary? Yeah,
It's cheap.
Fashionary.
Yeah. It's a great book for people like just starting off because there's loads of info about like everything, like welts or measuring the foot, like all the
A lot of sketching and designing.
pretty much everything. But, and you could scan in some of the like things to, you know, some of the forums just to help like practice drawing your designs on, and there's a lot of good information in here, and it's only like, I don't know, £20 or less or something. So that's a good little book to have.
Yeah. And I don't know if I can just plug in there, but our friends Amanda from I Can Make Shoes has a book, The Beginner's Guide in Homemaking Shoemaking.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's, you know, it depends on what you want to do with the designs and everything. But I think if you really want to just learn by learning, doing it yourself at home, it's something to read through. It's a beautifully like shot book too.
Yeah. I haven't read it yet, but Amanda send me a copy.
Yeah. Matt Taylor Leather says there are good video courses online on heels, and it's Marcel's. Video courses online.
I know Marcel sort of. I buy tools. I bought some welting tools off him, but yeah.
Do you also do online courses?
I haven't yet. No. We are planning on doing an online pattern making course for the Air Jordans, or sorry, the Air Max 1s first. And I think with my bespoke stuff, I'm not really interested in doing an online course for it.
Yeah.
I'll let someone else do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to like, I might even slowly slow down, maybe only do hand welting, like full bespoke hand welting courses, and maybe heel courses or something, and then the sneaker course, and then just try to focus more on my bespoke stuff for film and theater and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm sort of like, I don't know.
You have so many actually, like in your that you can choose from, which is good.
Kind of trying to balance stuff out. I'm like quite overwhelmed with how much stuff.
Right. Right. But it's good you have a partner for the sneaker classes.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah.
What's your favorite class to teach?
I think probably the hand welting course is really fun. It's because the nature of doing the welt is very one-to-one. There's a lot of using, you know, knives, and I mean, you can't. It would be very difficult to teach a large group of students that, because you have to be watching everyone so they don't cut their fingers off.
Right.
You know, I like that course quite a lot because the final product is always like, there's more time involved. So you know, we have more time to do the patterns, do a mock-up, make all the designs, and change stuff if we need to, redo the last toe shape, and just go through everything
from start to finish. What's a timeline? Like, is it 2-week class for that course, or?
I think it's actually 15 days.
15 days.
So 3 week.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Days, well, that's a good chunk of time.
Quite a bit of time, but
yeah. And is it usually 1-on-1 or 1-on-2 or 3?
Maximum 3 usually with that sort of thing. With some of the other courses, like I do like a 5-day Derby course, which the pattern's already made. I've done maybe 6 people at a time. It's a bit hectic sometimes for one person teaching that many people, and at the time I only had two sewing machines, so it can be like juggling people around and stuff.
Yeah. And
But
thread
now,
colors. Yeah.
yeah,
Changing the threads.
yeah, changing all the threads around for everyone. But now we have five sewing machines here, so it'd be a bit easier
Yeah.
to get things going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Do you have like a motto that you live by?
A motto?
Yeah. Or like,
Uh,
mhm.
well, kind of, yeah. I mean, I I try to buy a lot of my like everything not everything I own, but I've always bought like supported local makers since I used to get shoes made for me back in Vancouver by this old Italian guy, get
Mhm.
suits made, get trousers, not t-shirts, t-shirts. Um, so whenever I can, if I have the money to do so, I'll try to source out locally made. I can pick my own materials, my own designs, like speak to the maker, you know
Very
what I
cool.
mean? That sort of thing. So
Yeah.
I've been doing that since I was, I don't know, at least 20 years I've been getting stuff made for me.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
And do you feel like with the pandemic too, like now more than ever, people are kind of more conscious?
Yeah, yeah, maybe they've had t some time to think about shit, but
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely think probably people are like, oh, like, or also like, oh, what do I want to, do I really want to be working this job? Like sitting at,
Yeah.
like, do I like traveling to this office and working in an office? So maybe, I don't know, maybe people are thinking more about that sort of stuff. And I think having more time maybe to like stay at home and make stuff at home to keep themselves busy,
Hmm.
hobbies, whatever, like stuff like that. I think
Yeah.
potentially, yeah. I mean, I
Potential.
think just in general, like people are in the last whatever 10, I mean, probably longer, I don't know, but you know, people are aware of how things impact
Climate. Yeah.
what they're doing is impacting the world.
Yeah.
Like, so
Yep.
if you're putting your money into something, even if it's buying a plastic
Yeah.
bag or something from somewhere, it's going to be
Yeah.
made so I think, yeah, I think it's important people are sort of, you know stop. It's like I always tell my students, like, think twice, do once, sort of,
Yeah.
you know so
Yeah.
think about what you're going to be like. Am I going to buy this? But where is it actually being made? Is it like,
Yeah.
to a degree? I mean, I can't say that I'm not a hypocrite in some, like,
Yeah. No,
but
I
it's always
hear
good to
you.
be aware of like, oh,
Yep.
like, should I
It's
buy this or buy it off Amazon when I can go to a shop and support a local shop,
yeah. And you
or take
know
the
who
time?
made it. Yeah. There's like a
Yeah,
face to
but
your
yeah,
product.
I think it's definitely. I think also, I mean, yeah, just being aware of like, oh, do I really need this right now, or can I wait and just go to a shop and buy it, or do I have to like, because if you're buying stuff online, you're also paying, the transport that's going
Yep.
into it and the petrol that's being used.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yeah.
the chain of
Chain. Yep. Yeah. The
yeah,
consequences and all that. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, well, that's good. It's good to know that like I feel like all the makers are really conscious and aware, and I really do hope consumers also as well will
yeah.
be more, conscious. Yeah, so if you had all the resources and the time available to you, what shoe would you make and for who?
Um, hmm. I mean, all the people that want to make shoes for are dead, so I don't know.
Like rock
Maybe
stars or
maybe make a pair for like Bob Dylan or something. That would be
uh-huh,
pretty cool.
uh-huh.
Like
Yeah.
some sort of cow boot or something. I don't
Uh-huh.
know.
Have you made
I'm
cowboy
quite
boots
into.
before?
With a student, I made a pair. So like very basic, kind of just like but the same where you're like stitching the lining and the upper together, like the butted seam,
Mm-hmm.
like proper, like. Um, that's one sort of style I haven't really done that much, and I would like to try to do more of, and like just whatever if it comes up. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
I
like,
okay, cool, cool. I was
also,
thinking,
there's a oh, sorry.
no, 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 go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead.
There's a company, I think it's out of Brooklyn. It's called
Mhm.
what is it called? Modern Meadow.
Modern
Have you heard of
metal.
them?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they're growing leather,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, I'm super into that idea. So to make some shoes
There's
out of their leather, if whenever it becomes available. And I
mm-hmm,
think because they're taking stem cells and growing the
mm-hmm,
leather, so maybe I could do
mm-hmm.
like a pair of shoes out of like, I don't know, like my own skin or something.
One
And
day.
that one day, yeah, and I'll make my own skin shoes.
Yeah, when it's like your own, I feel like you can do it. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. The materials could be a little, they're still in development, I feel like.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I think it'll be a while away before
yeah,
that.
yeah. I
But
mean,
I can.
I did a little talk with mycelium
Okay.
people. Yeah, with my I'll send you the link, but yeah, it's
Mm,
interesting. They're like making out of mushroom.
mm.
They're growing the leather.
Yeah, I've used some of this in the pineapple and the mushroom stuff, and and some of the like just synthetic vegan stuff is nothing that compares to real leather,
Yeah,
unfortunately. But I
yeah,
think this company's on like growing it is the future
yeah.
for for leather. Um, well,
For a second again,
it's okay.
but yeah, where do you want to be in like 3 to 5 years?
I hope to be hopefully haven't had to move from this location. And I mean, it would be nice just to be, I mean, hopefully just doing more film stuff and more
Mm-hmm.
just being a small team of people working for me. I
Mm-hmm.
kind of think that would be nice, be
Yeah,
able to employ people and
yeah,
teach more people and have like a little
yeah,
group of people.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, I guess, yeah, focusing on more film and theater stuff and but also with LSS, like getting that going. And
yeah.
I was I was invited to go to China last before lockdown. There's a university that invited me to go there. So stuff like that would be cool if I could go in and like do seminars or teaching for like a short amount of time in different countries.
Uh-huh.
I think if you're able to travel with what you do is pretty cool. I think
Yeah,
the beautiful thing about shoemaking is like a universal language,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
right? You could just
yeah.
be, you don't even need to talk, you just sort of
Touch
show, I
and
mean,
feel.
sort of,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I guess that maybe
Yeah. Travel a little bit. Yeah. I think
travel a
that,
little bit would be good.
yeah, yeah. I think with the pandemic, once it settles, it'll be nice if you can do that. Yeah, for sure. Do you change your hair color a
Yeah,
lot?
are they not?
Oh, sorry. I totally
Uh,
asking you a
yeah,
random question. Does it
yeah, it
go by
changes
the
quite a bit. I mean,
right now is the mood is blue, or does it go with like your project
uh,
project?
it's actually just faded from green.
Oh,
It
really?
was green.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. It's really nice.
yeah, um, yeah. It's kind of whatever. I've been dyeing my hair for a long time, and it just changes all the time, depending on the season, I guess.
Yeah. Do you match it with your projects ever?
Uh, some kind of sometimes it's more for like if I get a different like really nice suit made and I would like want the suit to
Oh,
kind of contrast, not to match it, but to contrast with
the
the
suit.
suit or something.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
If I
So,
have like a video shoot for my band or something or
oh, you're in a
whatever.
band too?
Yeah. We just released a new album, probably about 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Our second album, this band's second album. So
What's
it's
it
called
called?
Mastatura,
Master?
Massdatura, Mastatura.
Mastatura? Cool. I'll check it out. And
Yeah.
what do you play?
I play guitar and sing and do all the like the lyrics and stuff like that.
You're
Yeah.
super super creative. It's like how
Yeah.
when do you have time to like make shoes? Or other way around, when do you have
I
time to
do all
make
the
music?
shoemaking in the day, and I stay up. No, I stay up really late. I'm like kind of a night person. So do
Yeah.
all the writing and that. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During
Cool.
lockdown, I did a 6-week poetry course with this band called Coca Rosie they're from the States, but the singer
Uh-huh.
Bianca did a course. So I was doing that as well, which was pretty fun but very time consuming.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
every
I
evening,
bet.
staying up to like 3 a.m. writing
Wow.
poems. So it's
Are you
pretty
gonna,
good.
that's great. That's like super creatively charged, this whole like
Yeah,
pandemic. You're like, all right. So
that's what I
you have a
said. I
lot
was
of
like, I did more
busier
than in
than,
this last few months than I've ever done in my life.
yeah. I mean, in a way, it's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, very cool. I'll look out for it. Do you think
Oh,
it also your music, you did say that your music does influence
yeah, I
your
think so. I
design as
mean, yeah,
well?
I think from when I first started getting into shoes, like I'd always see what band, like old photos of like Hank Williams, Elvis,
Mm-hmm.
like the Stones, Dylan, whatever, like,
Yeah,
whatever
what they're
clash,
wearing.
whatever genre of music I was into at the time, just to see what people were like, the culture of like what people are wearing, not
Yeah,
just shoes as well. And I think,
yeah.
I mean, the country western scene always had really good shoes. It's like custom made with people's names on them, and
Yeah,
just like
elaborate.
pretty awesome stuff. Yeah, but
Yeah,
also
yeah,
like what the stuff that the Stones used to wear were really cool, like in small faces and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very
So I
cool.
guess, yeah, music always influences
Yeah,
kind of everything in the world, really,
yeah, yeah.
to some
That's
degree.
good. Yeah, that's very
Yeah.
cool. I'm looking forward to seeing all your other creations. I guess next up is, I guess, lots of boots still coming out of your shop right now
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
kinky boots, and
Lots of boots coming out
yeah,
for the kinky boots.
yeah, yeah. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Did you also have somebody make your shirt that you're wearing? It's really nice. It has
No, this is a vintage
mm-mm,
1940s Western
Western.
gabardine shirt.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I guess like the vintage Western ones, it's just the material so like gabardine fabric is so
Hmm.
nice. Difficult to reproduce that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Now that I started this shoe talks and I've been meeting so many cowboy boot makers, I feel like
Hmm.
you guys can totally do like a gathering and just learn from each other.
Yeah. I
That'd be
remember
kind of fun.
when I was speaking to Felix recently, he
Hmm.
said he's
Hmm.
going to Texas or something
Yeah.
soon to
Oh, cool.
maybe do like some training with someone or something.
Yes,
That sounds
that would be really
pretty cool.
cool. Yeah, that'll be really
Yeah.
cool. I know you got your hands busy though. You have classes, you have your orders, you know. But one day, if
Yeah,
you if you
I
ever come
I would
stateside,
love to go do a oh yeah, for sure. Um I mean, yeah, hopefully once lockdown or like once you're able to actually travel into the US, because things there seems pretty out of control by the
yeah,
sound. I'm not entirely sure. It
it
seems
is.
a little bit kind
It's
of
not
crazy
good.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do you have
Which is
like
a
a,
shame because
hmm
I feel like it would speed things up, I think, if everything just kind of
I know.
everyone worked together to get through it a
Yeah.
bit quicker.
Yeah, I
But
know. It's a big country to manage, I guess.
very big,
It's
yeah.
but how about you were trying to say something? You said that do you have somebody that you wish you could learn something from? Or
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't remember his name anymore.
Uh-huh.
I feel bad because I've actually met him a few times, but he's a last maker.
Uh-huh.
Um,
In the US? No,
yeah, no, in the UK.
UK. Oh,
You've probably
Dominic?
spoken to, yeah, Dominic, yeah.
Dominic and Steven.
Yeah, Dominic, I know. I've met a few times. He's a lovely guy, and
Yes.
I would love to go do a last making course with him because I've never done that. I mean, I've always just like reshaped my own lasts from like, you know, using a already pre-existing one and sand them down or build them up or whatever.
Yeah.
But to actually just start from a block of wood and
Yeah.
do all the
That would
and
be
I would
nice.
love to learn how to make knives as well.
Ooh,
Really
yes.
I think that would be a nice skill to have.
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe in Sweden or in Japan or something.
Ooh,
That would be
yeah.
quite good.
Yeah, that sounds good. Do you also join those shoemakers gatherings that in London? I heard there's like all the lads are going for drinks. I heard.
Yeah.
Is that where you?
Sebastian invited me.
Yeah, is that where you met Dominic?
Yeah, actually, yeah. No,
Yeah.
those are fun. Those are really fun. All like kind of the West End guys, from John Lobbs and I mean, it's all different people, but like those guys go to them and I went to a few different conference things. I think maybe is sort of part of the same thing as well. Like a lot of LCF students, final year LCF people, and yeah, I mean, whenever I hear about it, I'll try to go to any of those functions just because it's fun and to meet new shoemakers and
Yeah, absolutely. It's so nice that, and I think in London, that's like what's great about that we wish we had in the US is like a little bit of that community, and the vendors. You still have vendors, suppliers. You have the tool makers. Tanneries, last makers. You still have it, which is great. Yeah.
And is it? I guess it's quite spread. Same as London. Everything's a bit. It's not like, oh, there's a one-stop shoemaking shop that you go to. It's like you got to find this guy in the warehouse way out in the middle of nowhere, and then this guy sells a bit of this, and this guy sells a bit of whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess that's
the nice thing when you do meet other shoemakers. You can kind of be like, oh, where do you get that? And they're like, oh, I got this person here. You may have never heard of them ever.
Yeah. It's nice that you have that community. Yeah. And I think it's great that there's like younger generation too.
I mean, I've taught all types of people, like people from Africa that come here and people from Zimbabwe and like Egypt and loads of different people come and of all ages, all backgrounds. It's something to see, like, because I think footwear, everyone loves shoes. So
let's keep it going. Wear them, so. Yes, absolutely. Let's keep it going, and thank you so much for taking your time today and showing us your shoe space. Really lovely. Once you come to New York or US, let us know. I'd love to meet.
Will do. Yeah, of course.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Is there anything you want to plug in? Actually, there's like 2 minutes left. I feel like I just asked a lot of random questions, but
no, it's all good. No, I mean, I felt like that went pretty smoothly.
Yeah. I think like you forget how long you've been making shoes. Sometimes it's nice to pause and talk about it, I think.
I mean, I think because I'm teaching right now as well, I'm kind of like constantly talking about load of my experience of don't do this because I've done this before and blah blah sort of
all the mistakes that you've made
all the mistakes I've made so that I could tell people not to make.
yeah
which is a whole part of teaching, I guess.
Thank
you.
Yeah,
I mean, thank you again for having me.
No thanks. We'll see you soon one day in person.
Cool.
Okay.
Over and out.
Yeah. Bye.